from the KXLY Broadcast Center. Now, KXLY 4 News at 11.
Complaints of racial profiling, bullying, police brutality. Tonight, the police chief heard them all. Good evening, I'm Richard Brown. Robin's on assignment. Chief Anne Kirkpatrick had her first ever open forum, and she got an earful. KXLY4's Janet O was there. She's live in the studio. Big turnout, Janet.
Well, the chief didn't know if she should expect a handful of people or a packed house. Tonight, there were a lot of people, including the 4th of July protesters, who had a lot to say. Receiving a petition with more than 100 signatures calling for accountability of Spokane police officers, Chief Anne Kirkpatrick set up this meeting tonight.
I think you've seen already in my 1 year of being here that we have been pretty upfront.
Many people argued that's not good enough. They want more oversight, to which the chief replied,
"The public wants a citizen, independent overseer to make sure we're ethical. That's the goal of the ombudsman."
She says the plan is still in progress. It's a one-person position. That person will have his or her advisory council. Well, among the crowd, many of the 4th of July protesters came out to ask the chief why they were arrested. Protesters say they were just exercising their freedom of speech, but the chief said they were asked to move several times and were, in the end, arrested for trespassing.
I know, like in that situation, there was a lot of confusion. Myself and everybody else involved was constantly asking officers, how is this trespassing?
And that behavior was trespass. It was also after being given a lawful order to disperse, which the laws allow us to do. It's governed by statute, and that decision has to now be in the courts.
But the main concern was not about what happened that day at Riverfront Park. Those who spoke at tonight's meeting voiced their concerns with being discriminated against. Here's one example.
This policy that we have is called plate checking. And plate checking is a pretext for profiling. And it can be used for that, and the police follow me constantly.
Plate checking is something an officer can do freely. It is not against the law.
Well, the chief did talk about her 5 cardinal rules she holds every officer accountable for. They include no bullying or discrimination. She also told the crowd if you have a complaint against an officer, that officer is required to give you his or her badge number. Reporting live, Janet O, KXLY 4.